I think GE is important because it enlivens the educational process. And I think that's true for students and faculty and administrators. But it enlivens it in different ways. I think the main point of this is to engender certain types of creative thinking and learning and acting in the world so that students can be actually more engaged completely in the process of learning. That it's not just an intellectual regurgitation, but it's actually learning a new practice of interface with the world. And GE, differently from majors, gives us a particular place to work on some of those collaborative skills, some of those links between community and university, some of those links between disciplines that can be articulated in very specific and precise ways. So for me, that would be a starting point. Well, let me use Hong Kong U as an example right now because that's the curriculum that I'm most familiar with. They have a range of courses which try to address breadth and depth and integration. They want there to be integration across disciplinary lines. They want there to be integration across sort of typical academic practices and community engagement in different ways in different courses. And there's courses on the politics of space in the city. There's courses that try to connect Hong Kong and China and the larger world. There are courses that try to connect community with certain sociological or political investigations. And I would always add that two things actually, that we need to connect and integrate critical thinking with creativity. I'm not much of a believer in critical thinking standing on its own. And also affect with intellect, because if we're going to talk about whole person education, we can't assume that we know what we mean by that. So I think universities have an interesting opening through general education to begin to think about how identity is formed and how affect and emotion and the symbolic world sort of feed into that, as well as intellectual activity. And that takes a lot of different training. All those things will take a lot of attention to faculty development.